Hey everyone, it's Jason from EskimoTV.net. Today I'm going to be talking about Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. If you prefer to read my review, you can check that out over at EskimoTV.net. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, which is the director's animated film debut, differs greatly and beautifully in comparison to the soulless rehash Disney brought us earlier this year. Charmingly voice acted, gorgeously animated with stop motion, and featuring a score and songs that will put a smile on your face, this rendition of Pinocchio is a refreshing take on the classic tale. David Bradley, who you may know as grouchy Mr. Filch from the Harry Potter franchise, voices Geppetto, who is mourning the loss of his 10-year-old son Carlo, who I assume was named after the author of the 1883 Italian novel The Adventures of Pinocchio by Carlo Collodi, which this film is kind of based on. After spiraling into a maddening depression, this poor woodcarver creates Pinocchio, voiced by Gregory Mann, who also voices Geppetto's son prior to his demise. Pinocchio comes to life, but is not a nice boy like Geppetto's son. Instead, he is a disobedient brat who does not understand many things about how the world works. The film explores parenting, the challenges of living up to the expectations of those around you, and being careful with who you trust. This movie has been in development hell since 2008, and the time they took to produce the film and finally release it has paid off tremendously, as there are so many beautiful things to love about this film. Pinocchio has an emotional start as we not only learn of Geppetto's son Carlo's death, but we actually get to spend a chunk of time with this son via a flashback of Carlo and see the bond that he and his father shared. They attend church together and work on wood projects together. It has to have all of its scales, Geppetto gently tells Carlo regarding pine cones that they're collecting as he is teaching his son what he needs to look for in these pine cones. The relationship is infectiously sweet. When the time comes where Carlo dies, it reminds me of the heartbreaking scene from Big Hero 6 where Heedle weeps the loss of his brother. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen Big Hero 6. That movie's really old though. You feel the pain, though, and it stings. This would not have been as effective if we weren't shown the status of Geppetto and Carlo's relationship so intimately, and I commend the filmmaker's execution of this opening sequence. Alexander Desplat, who previously worked with Del Toro on The Shape of Water, is a mastermind behind both the marvelous songs and score that the film features. Ciao Papa is the standout track that plays halfway through the film when Pinocchio ventures off from his father, which is both sweet and melancholy. Additionally, the folk medieval score complements the film and elevates the fantasy atmosphere that the film aims for. Desplat has a high chance at scoring nominations for both Best Score and Best Song at the Academy Awards. Cinematography by Frank Passingham and his team is phenomenal, as the film is glorious, moving art where each frame is meticulously crafted with beautiful detail, color, contrast, and style. Although other top contenders for Best Animated Films of 2022 this year, such as Turning Red and Lightyear, have strong aspects to them, the stop-motion style sets this animated film from the rest of the crop purely from a visual standpoint, and my vote would go to this rendition of Pinocchio because it is slightly more engaging from not only that visual standpoint, but from a screenplay standpoint as well. The character designs are impressive, particularly there's this underworld spirit who boasts multiple eyes and has an impressive glowing purple body that just stands out from the rest of the film. It was really gorgeous to see all these character designs. The screenplay has it all, moments that will have you teary-eyed, as well as several moments that will make you laugh. Pinocchio's ignorance is often amusing. He does not know anything, and his opinions rapidly shift from one moment being excited to go to school to school sounding like the worst thing you could possibly do. His unpredictable disposition is an entertainment gem. The film probably could have shaved off 10 minutes, specifically a sequence where Pinocchio is at a young boy's war training camp, and that would have sharpened the pacing a little bit, but nonetheless, the film has a contagious, upbeat energy that should keep most audiences engaged, despite this being a darker and realistic look at Pinocchio as opposed to the Disney version. It is an appropriate family-friendly film. Between the eye-popping visuals and the infectious, impressive score, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is an enjoyable journey that I highly recommend. And I'm going to give Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio an A-. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio will be playing in select theaters in the Houston area November 17th and will be streaming on Netflix December 9th. I hope you all enjoy this movie. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this review, make sure you smash that like button. You can also consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more videos like this in your feed. I post reviews, unboxing videos of home entertainment, and more. You can also check out my website, EskimoTV.net, for written reviews from myself as well as other authors. Thank you all so much for checking this out. Until next time, my name is Jason Escamilla from EskimoTV.net.